Hey there, good morning. Hello, we have a new location today. I'm in the conference room across the hallway from the school of this beautiful space. I don't know if you guys have been back here or have seen this at all. We have this like teacher workspace back here now. And we have a kitchen and things like that. So this is as the school grows and expands, then we'll have space to add more teachers and add more classes too. So really grateful for this space. So hello and good morning. It is time for our next lesson. It is on solving a system of equations with elimination, day 2. So far we know that a system is two equations with two variables. And when we solve that system, what we're looking for is a coordinate pair. We're looking for that point where if I graph it, it's two lines and it's that intersection where the lines cross, because that coordinate pair, that x value, if I put it into either equation, it's going to give me the same y value. That's the only pair that's going to work for both equations at the same time. So I can graph the equations and find that point. I can use substitution, which is what we did last time, to find that point, or I can use elimination. Kind of depends on what I'm handed and what I'm going to work with. So we started to work with elimination in the last lesson, and we worked with problems like the two that are on the screen right here. So the first one is where I can just straight up, what I'm looking for is I'm going to add or subtract the two equations. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to have opposite values. Either x's are opposite values or y's are opposite values, so that I want a variable to go away. If I can get one variable to go away, then I can solve for the other one. So if I can make the y's go away, I can solve for x. Or if I can make the x's go away, I can solve for y. I can solve for one or the other. So for the first one, I can just see I have a positive 2y and a negative 2y. And so I can see that if I were just to straight up just add those two together, then my y's are going to cancel. They're going to disappear. They're going to cancel each other out. And I'm going to be left with 7x equals 14. And I can divide both sides by 7 and get x equals 2. So I can see that that's going to give me x. Remember, I'm not done because the solution to a system of equations is a coordinate pair. So I found my x. How do I find the y? I take the x value and I plug it into one of the equations. So maybe I'll do 3 times 2. I replace that x. I substitute that x for the 2. Minus 2y equals 0. And then I solve that equation. So I get 6 minus 2y equals 0. I subtract 6 from both sides. I get negative 2y equals negative 6. I divide both sides by negative 2, and I get y equals 3. So there's my other value right there. So my solution to that system using elimination is 2, 3. It's 2, 3. So again, just straight up, I added these two. It made the y's cancel. I was left with x for the variable. I solved for x using my equation skills. Then I took the x and I plugged it into one of the equations. It doesn't matter which one you pick. You'll get the same answer either way. And I solved for y. Okay? What we did last time as well, too, is sometimes we're handed things like the second set, the 2x plus 4y equals 22, and the 2x minus 2y, where if I just add those, a variable is not going to go away. It's not going to go away. So I have to multiply one of the equations by negative 1. So I'm going to take the whole thing and multiply it by negative 1. So I'm subtracting, but really what I'm doing when I subtract is I'm really multiplying everything by negative 1. I'm going to add the opposite. If you remember, we had things like, the negative 4 minus 7. Really, that's negative 4 plus a negative 7. That's really what that is. So it's the same kind of concept, just on a bigger, more advanced math skill. So I'm going to multiply by negative 1. And so I'm going to have my 2x plus 4y is going to stay the same. But the other equation, I'm going to flip the signs for everything. It becomes negative 2x. It becomes positive 2y equals positive 8. So the signs flip all the way across. Make sure you take that negative all the way across. From there, then, you can see how these are going to line. These are going to cancel. And I'll be left with this 6y equals 30. And I could go through and I could solve from there. I could solve for y, substitute, put the y in for x, and I could finish solving from there. I'm not going to finish this one for right now as we move on to the new lesson. So that was review from last lesson and what we did. So let's move on to today's lesson, the last level for these. Well, we have one more level and then just like a little quirk that happens sometimes when these happen. So look at these two. If I add them together, just straight up add them, will one of the variables go away? No, right? If I subtract them, if I just flip the signs for all of them, will that create the opposite values we're looking for? No, it won't. So what I have to do is I have to change both of them. I'm looking for a way I'm going to have to multiply both lines by something. So both lines are going to be transformed. and I'm trying to create the opposite value. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the top one, I'm going to multiply it by -2. And if I do that, I'm going to get 8x plus 6y equals -10. Because I distributed that -2 all the way across. So -2 times -4 is +8. -2 times -3 is +6. -2 times 5 is -10. I distribute it all the way across. All right, so now what can I do? What can I multiply the second line by that would create an opposite value? Look at the y value. I have +6y. What could I multiply the second line by that would give me a -6 value? You see it? It'd be 3, right? If I multiply that line by 3, it's going to make that y value be -6, which is the opposite of what I have right now. So it will make the y go away. That's what I'm trying to do, is eliminate one of the values, one of the variables. So let's multiply that. So I'm going to get 9x minus 6y equals -24 all the way across. So then I'm going to get, oh, that was 9. I couldn't read my own handwriting for a second there. So now I'm just going to go ahead and add those. And when I add those, I can see that these variables are going to cancel. I'm left with 17x equals -34. Divide both sides by 17, and I get x equals -2. So there, I found my x value. Then I take my x value, plug it in, take that -2 and plug it into either equation. It doesn't matter which one. I'm going to put it into the second one. So I have 3 times -2 minus 2y equals -8. So now I just have to solve for y. So -6 minus 2y, and we've done this lots of times now at this point, right? And then we add 6 to both sides. Watch out for those integer operations. Gives us -2. Divide both sides by -2. And we get y equals 1. So our solution to the system of equations is -2, 1, -2, 1. So it's just like what we were doing last time, only now finding that opposite values is going to not be quite so easy. It's going to be a little bit more challenging to do. All right, let's look at another one. Look at the next set. Look at the 3x plus 2y equals 1 and the 4x plus 3y equals -2. If I just add them, a variable isn't going to go away. If I subtract, just multiply everything by -1, it's not going to create that opposite value. So I have to multiply both lines to kind of force that. And there's there's a couple different ways you could do it. Like for example, in this one, I could have made these both 12s. I could have multiplied so that I would have gotten -12 and +12. I could have done that. So rather than set up the y's. So decide which variable I'm going to try and make equal. Either I'm going to try and make the x's be the opposites, or I'm going to make the y's be the opposites. Doesn't matter. I'm going to do the y's again, just because. So I'm going to multiply this one by 3. So I distribute that 3. So I get 9x. Distribute the 3. I get plus 6y. Distribute the 3, get equals 3. All right. Now, what can I do? What can I multiply the bottom equation by, the second equation by, that's going to give me a -6? Because if I have positive 6y, I need -6y. So what could I multiply it by that's going to give me that -6y? Right, be -2. Then do the same thing. Distribute that -2. -2 times 4 is -8x. Distribute here, you get -6y. Distribute here, you get +4. Now I'm ready to add those together. If I add them together, 9x minus 8x is x. Well, that made that easy, right? These canceled, and 3 plus 4 is 7, so x equals 7. That was super simple, right? So I know my x is 7. If x is 7, then I just have to plug the 7 in. Take the 7, plug it into one of the equations. Either one, doesn't matter. Let's do 3 times 7 plus 2y equals 1. Gives us 21 plus 2y equals 1. Subtract 21 from both sides. Oh, my screen's getting like little spots on it today. I'm not quite sure why it's skipping in spots. 2y equals, my screen a little bit. 2y equals -20. And divide both sides by 2, we get y equals -10. So our solution is going to be 7, -10. All right? So just like what we've been doing, all right? You try one. I invite you to pause the video. Take a look at the first one here. Take a look at the 4x plus 3y equals -19 and 3x minus 2y equals -10. Pause the video, take a look at it, and try this one on your own. If you get stuck, play the video, but give it a try and see if you can do this one on your own. All right, you should have paused the video, should have solved it on your own first. Give your brain a chance to kind of puzzle through and work through it. And that's going to help you identify where you're getting stuck, where is the part that you need help with, and what is the part that you have. You'll know what you know, and you'll know what you don't know, so you know what questions to ask and where to get some help. And remember, ask to come to core. Happy to sit and do more of these at core with you and give you that extra practice. When there's Friday help opportunities, tap in, either come in person or hop in online. Look for YouTube videos, do some quizzes. There's ask a buddy, find a partner that's also in the same class, or an older math student who's already done these before. There are lots of different ways to tap in to get some help with these. All right, how'd you do with this one? So if I just add them, not going to go away. If I just subtract them, not going to go away. I have to force them. I have to multiply both sides by something. So let's see, what should I multiply by? I'm going to do the y's again. I could do x's or y's, but I'm going to do the y's. You could have done the x's and you'll get the same answer as I am. I'm going to do the y's. So I'm going to multiply the top one by 2. And I'm going to get 8x plus 6y equals negative 38. So I'm trying to get a negative 6y. I have a negative 2y right now. What's going to give me negative 6y? I'm going to need 3. I need it to be negative 6y because I need it to be that opposite value that when I add them, it's going to go away. So 3 times negative 2, it's negative 6. So that's going to give me this piece right here that I want. Make sure everything else gets it. So it's 3 times 3x is 9x. And 3 times 10 is negative 30. Right? Now I can add them together. The y's are going to disappear, and it won't always be the y's that disappear. Sometimes you can make the x's be the ones that are opposite values. That works as well too. Then I have 17x equals negative 68. Divide both sides by 17, and I get x equals negative 4. So negative 4 is the x coordinate of my coordinate pair. Now to find y, take the negative 4, plug it in. Let's put it in the first one. So I'm just going to take that negative 4 and I'm just going to plug it in, substitute the value. So it's 4 times negative 4 plus 3y equals negative 19. That gives me negative 16 plus 3y equals negative 19. Add 16 to both sides, and you get 3y equals negative 3. Divide both sides by 3, you get y equals negative 1. So negative 4, negative 1 is our solution. Did you get it? Did you do it by yourself? If not, totally okay. Do you know where you got stuck? Do you see where the error was that you made? If not, ask for help. Go back and rewatch parts of this video. Check in with your BSC or Academy teacher. Come in for core. Lots of ways to get some help. All right, take a look at the next one. Try that one on your own and see what happens. All right, did you try it? Try it on your own first and see how it goes. All right, so for this one, if I just add or subtract them, will a variable go away? No, right? Do I have to multiply both lines, or can I multiply just one line by something that's going to make them go away? Right? I can multiply this line right here. I take the bottom one and I multiply it by, let's say, negative 2. If I do negative 2, let's see what happens. Then I have 2x plus 6y equals 18. And I get negative 2x minus 6y equals 18. And if I add those together, oh, look, the x variables both go away and the y, they both go away. Did it happen when you did it? Right, they both went away. So I'm left with 0 on the left and 36 on the right. 0 equals 36. Sometimes the variables will go away. That's going to happen. Does 0 equal 36? It does not. So if that happens, if your variables disappear and you get something that is not true, 0 equals 36 is not true, then the answer is no solution. No solution. All right, last one. Move it down so take a look at it. Give this one a try. What do you think about this one? Put my cursor down there. Right, cursor out of the way. All right, what do you think? All right, did you pause the video and try it on your own first? Puzzle through it. All right, if I just straight up add these, will a variable go away? No. If I multiply by a negative, will one go away? No. Can I multiply just one line to make it go? Like I keep trying, can I just add them? Can I subtract them? Can I multiply one line? multiply two lines. Like I just have these layers I'm going to follow to try and get there, right? So I can, if I multiply this by -2, then I'm going to get -2 is going to become -4x minus 2y equals -38. So add that to the other one, -4x minus 2y, and you see what's going to happen already, right? So these are going to cancel, and we get 0 equals -18. So no solution, all right? If you happen to get, if this right here becomes like 4 equals 4, if you get something that actually is true, like then you'd say IMS. IMS would be your answer from there. All right, got it? Ask for help. Come for core. Come on Fridays. Message me. Rewatch the video. Ask a friend. You have lots of tools you can tap into because you can do this. That's our last skill for the unit. Then we're going to review and test is ahead next. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon.